Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tom Burkhardt from car-revs Daily in the 2017 Jaguar F-PACE 35T R Sport. Doing a quick launch here. Want to show how ferocious the F-PACE is off the line. This car is so fast and so fun to drive. It's almost unreal. So we got traction control off. We're in sport mode, and ESC is off as well. This car is fast. So its official sprint pace is about 5.4 seconds to 60 miles an hour. It is absolutely believable. This truck is so much fun. I think it's the most fun SUV I may have ever driven or spent time in. I absolutely adore the car, and want to do a quick video review with you right now to show you why it is so great. Beyond sheer pace, it really just feels supremely light and nimble, and exceptionally rear drive at all times. And those feelings are no accident or computer program. This car is significantly lighter than its rivals, sliding right in between the Porsche Macan and Cayenne in size, but undercutting them both by at least 700 pounds thanks to its aluminum alloy intensive architecture and bodywork. So even though it only has 340 horsepower from its 3-liter supercharged 6, the car is an absolute rocket ship. So it feels significantly lighter than those cars for good reason, and that's why it's able to make do with less power than the Macan Turbo, for example, but still be perhaps even more fun to drive. This car is seriously playful, really frisky, and exceptionally rear drive. So on to point 2. How is it so rear drive? Well, when Jaguar came out with this instinctive all-wheel drive technology that they also fit to the XF and the XJ, the whole focus was that it would be predominantly rear drive, even in its default split, which is 90-10. So that's 90% to the back wheels and 10 to the front wheels. So short of some of the BMW xDrive applications, there is no other system that is this rear drive in its focus. You know, the vast majority of all-wheel drive systems, even in rear drive vehicles that are originally rear drive and then are upgraded to all-wheel drive, like for example the BMW 5 Series or 7 Series, and to a lesser extent the X models from BMW, even with that, those torque splits are generally about 30-70, like or 70-30 if we're going backwards to forwards. So 70% to the rear axle and 30% to the front. Whereas cars like like some of the latest BMW, like the new X5 and things like that, in most of its all-wheel drive modes, it is going to be closer to 60-40, perhaps even 50-50. And then you get to like the other end of the spectrum, which are the front drive based crossovers, like even the Q5 and the Macan to a lesser extent, which really are at most 50-50. They really have difficult time sending anything more than 50% of the power to that back axle, and that radically affects handling. It's not too noticeable when you're driving like in snow and in inclement weather conditions, where you just want as much grip as possible. And in that scenario, the Jaguar instinctive all-wheel drive is also very good. It can shift, up to I think like 60 or 70% of its power to the front. But for the vast majority of the time, and in normal driving, it is so rear drive and feel that it just absolutely shades all of its rivals, including the BMWs I mentioned, and really just puts all front drive crossovers sort of in their place in terms of how front drive they really feel and drive. Those things are just sort of an on-demand rear axle that can take just a tiny bit of torque, whereas this vehicle feels exceptionally light and nimble, pure steering, and a rear drive heavy feel all the time. I mean, it feels super light. It just feels rear drive biased all the time, to the point that it actually just feels like a rear wheel drive SUV. So that's obviously an awesome feeling, and one that we love. This car is so much fun. So F-PACE for 2017 comes in a couple of varieties in the USA, from pricing of just about $44,000, which is awesome, which is crazy good value. Even this truck in the 35T R Sport version is as tested at $62,295 including delivery, which when you get in this truck, you will not believe what awesome value that really feels like. mean, this is a truck that absolutely stuns on the road and is just outstanding value. Jaguar has cut their prices recently in the United States most dramatically, thanks to a fall in the price of aluminum from highs a couple years ago, which of course is a big component of many of their vehicles. Now aluminum is, as a commodity, is cheaper than it has been before, and has allowed Jaguar to optimize their pricing to a point that the cars are just outstanding value. Outstanding value. I adore it. So we're in dynamic mode in the drive mode selections right now, but just in regular in D versus S. So this means that when we have our paddle shifters activated, it's still going to upshift on our behalf. So just a rolling start here. As ever, that's about 80 miles an hour. As ever, this 8-speed automatic paired with a supercharged V6 is one of the best drivetrain combinations in the industry. It's absolutely rapid. You can't catch this thing flat-footed. I mean, it really, really knows where to be and what gears to be in for those situations. Almost with it's cliche, but sort of telepathic abilities, thanks to its yaw sensors and overall algorithms monitoring how you are driving and how the road is. So the car is so light and fun to drive. The turn-in is exceptional. Directional stability as well is very, very good. And as you're probably enjoying, the exhaust note is pretty roarty too. It sounds really, really fun from out back. We've just got twin chrome pipes for this F-PACE 35T R Sport, and it is, you know, definitely a step down from the F-Type R, and like any car is, but really sounds exceptionally fun and sporty all the time, especially from the outside. From the inside of the car, it definitely sounds great. As you can hear, you just pop through the gears all the way into first. It's letting me go, which is great. But also really, really good, extra good from outside the car. Let's see if we can pop up a little bit of windows down. We've got you mounted to the enormous panoramic glass moonroof, which also really improves the sonics of the car if you can have that cracked. But we'll just do, so we're in first. It sounds so good, and it's so quick, really ferocious off the line, and just an exceptionally promising car. Goodness. So we had a little bit of a tropical storm here last night out in Charleston, South Carolina. So, I mean, this car is terrifically refined, but when you do have something cracked, like either the sunroof or those back windows like we do now, you can really enjoy the sonics on a whole new level. It sounds like a straight six. A little bit like the original E-Type. I'm sure Jaguar will be flattered by the comparison there. But for a 3-liter V6 with a supercharger, has no supercharger whine per se in the old-fashioned sense. It just has a very, very vocal exhaust note and a sort of mechanical sounding induction howl. So those are all really good things. Past these folks. So really fast, really, really fun to drive, and just outstanding. I love the F-PACE. I'm a huge, huge fan of the car. I think it's a must-drive for everybody who's in the market for a sporty crossover, and presents a really interesting counterpoint to the Range Rover Sport, particularly the SVR, which is the only one that I would compare to this F-PACE in terms of its driver engagement. But whereas the transition to a car-based crossover, or sort of a more road-biased crossover versus Land Rover and their dual-purpose nature, which is on-road and off-road. I mean, they all have to be able to do all that off-road stuff, which adds hundreds of pounds. It really compromises the suspension, wheel, and tire package, as well as overall chassis and layouts of things that are not performance optimized. Like intakes, for example, can't be a sort of ram air induction like Jaguar uses. Those Land Rovers have to have their intakes, you know, way up high for high fording depths, and it just really runs the gamut. They have much higher sills, whereas this Jag opens its doors all the way super deep into the the body sides of the car. Really lets ingress and egress be better, as well as the style takes a huge step up. The car is much lower than those Range Rover Sports or any Land Rover to date, both in the roof as well as the floor and the driving position itself. Center of gravity, needless to say, also takes a huge step towards the floor, and really all just saves weight and adds focus to the vehicle. So for people who don't have that need for true off-road ability, which of course, I mean, let's be honest here, there's very, very few buyers, a slim selection, maybe 20% of Range Rover Sport owners actually need that stuff. So this F-PACE is really just, is almost exactly the same size, without the optional third row seat, I should say, but has a decent back seat and a stellar sports car pure drive position and handling. I mean, this thing is such a super win for Jag. You guys have got to drive it. It's been getting looks and approaches from people throughout the week that I've been driving the car. Everybody loves it. They do like a crazy double take upon seeing it. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm sure that they love it. The car looks great from the front and is extra distinctive in profile and from the sides. So that it really emphasizes that ultra low roof and those F-Type inspired ultra slim rear tail lights. So it's just fabulous. I just am in love with the car. Oh, there's Mary and Roy. Those are my neighbors. Bye, guys. Absolutely adore the car, love driving it, and I think you will too. The ride and refinement are also exceptionally good, which is something that can't be said for many of the sportiest versions of the X5 and Range Rover Sports, and of course Cayenne and Macan, which sort of ride like they have cement buckets on their feet. Whereas this car, it just has a lot of aplomb over bumps and really a smooth, confident balance in its handling layout. It still is just super quiet and calm and refined in the straight ahead without being in max attack drive mode for yourself or the vehicle. But really, so normal mode confirmed, of course. But really just hunkers down and has exceptional handling without that super heavy feel that can come in many performance SUVs. So it really just is sort of a huge win for me, a huge win for Jag, and it could be a huge win for you if you bought this car, because it's that good. It really is. So let's talk about some of the options on this particular F-PACE. So we're starting from the 35T R Sport variant. So we've got 340 horsepower, a little down on the F-PACE S, which has 380 horsepower, but of course a little bit cheaper as well. So we start the tally at $55,000 with standard almost everything, including LED lights, 20-inch wheels, all-wheel drive, all that stuff is standard. One of the big upgrades we do is for the comfort and convenience pack for cooled seats, gesture tailgates, heated rear seats, electric recline for the rear seats, and a couple other goodies. And then we have the technology package. So that is $1,800 for the comfort pack, and then for the tech pack itself, with $3,200, and that is an upgrade to In Control Pro, I think it's called. Jaguar In Control Touch Pro. So that's this 12-inch screen right here, which is all super responsive to multi-tap controls and all of that stuff. And really is stellar in its button responsiveness for its flash hard drive based system, and with tons of controls and really just sophisticated information in general. And then we also have the same 11.9-inch TFT panel for the reconfigurable gauge cluster in the main screen right here. So these gauges are adjustable in a number of ways. So we can have it in like just a bunch of themes and sort of styles that we can go with that really alter the look and feel of the vehicle through just a super high-res 3D display for the gauges versus actual like analog clock faces. I'm sorry, the words are escaping me right now. I absolutely adore the F-PACE, and I know that you will too. This car drives like an absolute sports car darling, but also is super luxurious and plush. Thank you. super luxe, super plush, and really just a terrific balance of all of those things that drivers in 2017 and beyond are craving from their luxury crossovers. So this Jag F-PACE is a huge moment for Jaguar. Mark this time, because you're going to start seeing double-digit sales increases for the brand in the United States as well as globally, thanks to this awesome drive position and really faithful interpretation of Jaguar values onto a crossover platform. Love it, love it, love it. The price out the door, I think I forgot to mention, is or may have not mentioned after the options. So $3,200 for the comfort pack, $550 for the paint, $300 for this this exposed walnut, I think. Oh, it's burl ash veneer, which is very nice. $1,800 for the tech pack, or for comfort pack, $3,200 for the tech pack, which does include lane keep assist, but not active cruise, I don't think, which is fine. It's still an awesome value for a car as amazing as this one. So we'll see you guys next time. Go drive the Jaguar F-PACE. Go drive it. It's so much fun. You'll absolutely love it. See you next time.